In my last video, I had found a nice free camping spot in southern Alberta. It was at Castle Provincial Park, a public recreational area near the Crow's Nest Pass. The park is open to reserve camping for a fee, but it also has free dispersed camping. Although the main road into the park is paved, most of the region is dirt and gravel roads, which means dust, mud, and rock chips may be an issue to many travelers. But the reward is many scenic sights like the one I chose near Castle Falls. As in most of my videos, I try to convey the beauty of nature in my travels, as well as a few ideas on how to improve your camping experience. While I've already discussed my solar power array, I also had a few more tricks up my sleeve. Here's another neat little adder. This little piece of pipe here, which I think is a 1 1/4 inch diameter pipe, and I've just got it with pipe straps onto the jack post. Pretty secure, holds it tight, and what this is for is another thing that I had in my other trailer. To improve my cell signal in remote places, I took 2 segments of 1 1/4 inch diameter chain link fence rails, swedged at one end so they fit together, and inserted these into the pipe at the jack post. On the top is mounted a Wilson unidirectional antenna, which can be turned in any direction just by twisting the post. The cable enters the trailer at the repurposed water inlet on the side. But let me show you how it works on the inside of the trailer. So the same place I have the solar cable cord, I ran the antenna cord, the cable, so it goes around there. And this is my WeBoost booster. It's plugged into 12 volts and the cradle for my phone. But before I put the phone on, I want to show you the signal right now is -133, which is no signal. There is no signal at all. And it says right there, no signal. So can I get better than 0 signal? It has a little bit of a signal. It's enough that usually I get 1 bar showing up. 116. That's enough to get email, to do texting. I can get weather reports. So that is way better than no signal at all. And I know this area. There is not a cell tower. I think the nearest one's about 20 miles. And it's behind a mountain. And there is nothing else. So there, 114. And I think I see 1 bar, 115. Probably tweaking a little bit, I can get at least 110. So yes, in these remote places, I can get a little signal, and a little signal is better than none. Because the walls of my camper are covered in fabric, I can just attach hook Velcro to the booster and stick it anywhere on the side. A couple of videos ago, I mentioned that I started using mud guards or mud flaps in the back of my tow vehicle. And I didn't really give a lot of information, so I thought I'd just add a little bit more to it right now. Now, I wasn't originally sold with the whole concept of these big mud flaps, and the first reason was cost. They just seemed so expensive. $200, $300, $400, way beyond my budget, but I did want to protect my trailer. So I shopped around and I found these. They're made by a company called Towmaster, and they seem to be at least partially exclusive to Princess Auto in Canada. I haven't found how to get them in the States yet. If I do, I'll put that information in the description. But they're really handy. Easy to put on. There's no interference with the plug here. It's just a U-bolt, attaches it to the trailer hitch. Now I actually like them because I can see the difference now in the amount of mud on the trailer. But some people have commented that, well, if you have these big mud guards, they're going to reduce your gas mileage. Well, you know what? If I'm towing a trailer, I'm not really worried about a few cents in gas as long as I'm protecting the trailer. But they do have a good point. Well, what if you're not towing a trailer? You just want to go off in your tow vehicle. Well, this particular model has one advantage, and it's got these knobs here, so you can take them right off. You can throw them in your tow vehicle, or even better, just put them on the tongue of your trailer. That way you're not carrying that weight. You don't have the drag, and yeah, it's very convenient. I totally sold on it now. But yeah, $200, $300, no. It does pay sometimes to shop around. Now, one matter that's more about personal taste than anything else is my water. Because what I did, and I did a video about water filtration in the past, is I typically bring a 6-gallon jug with me filled with tap water. But after a few days, especially if it gets hot and sunny, all the water in that jug tastes like plastic. It tastes awful. It's safe. It just doesn't taste very good. So what I want to do, I still have my mini well water filter, is I want to walk down to the stream with a bigger bucket than I had before, fill it up, and filter that water, because I want water that's safe, but I also want it to taste good. A bit of a babbling brook. A few chunks in there. Adds a little flavor and texture. Oh, here comes the sun. It was a bit of a hike down that ravine, and if you look closely in the far bank, you'll see the white speck of my Outback. I'd usually stop the shot here, but I wanted to show what happens when you haul water up a steep slope that had just been rained on. That's me slipping and struggling for footage. But I made it anyway. I did take a break to smell the roses, however, and in this case, wild roses, the provincial flower of Alberta. I found hanging the pail from my awning was the perfect height for filling bottles from my side table. I can't wait. Oh, that's good. To show how crystal clear the water is, I also filled up an untinted bottle. Well, sometimes people ask, how do I keep so slim? Well, it's the special Slim Potatohead diet. A lot of carbs. Yes, I do like potatoes, pasta, but the rest is mostly beer and coffee, and a few crackers and peanut butter thrown in. But I know there's some really good vloggers and travelers and campers that have awesome recipes for food. They live for food. And I just don't have that talent. I live to live, and I eat so I'm not hungry. So I don't have anything against them. I'm just not creative in the kitchen like some are. I envy them. I wish somebody would show me some really good things that I could try out, but it's just not something that comes naturally with me. So yeah, I'm okay with crackers and peanut butter. Some people want a little bit more, but I am fussy with my beer. Okay, last one. I don't want to get fat. It's actually a beautiful day today. Sunny, warm, no weather issues at all. I was kind of uncomfortable. It's like, well, that just doesn't seem right. There's usually a storm or something when I'm out. I kind of got used to being in the trailer, you know, all cooped up with the rain pouring on the roof. It was actually kind of soothing. It's a change to have a beautiful day and not know what to do with it. But there was a little bit of wind. There might be a windstorm coming just to make things exciting again. And there's a lot of pollen in the air. I don't know if you can see it, but over there's a pine tree, and it's got little clusters, and they're just streaming out pollen. There's like a yellow film all over my solar panels, and not a good time if you got allergies, that's for sure.
They're actually male pine cones, and with just a flick, release clouds of pollen into the air. As they say it in Alberta, if you like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it'll change. But rather than wait, I'll just speed up the camera.
Well, by the look of the clouds, it's going to rain again, so I might as well take advantage of it. I've got my awning sloped just a little lower at the back, and I'm going to just take the lid off my water pail, and hopefully the rainwater will come down. Then I won't have to go to the stream.
As hoped, it worked just fine, but it also cooled the air down considerably. One last glance across my spectacular viewpoint before I went indoors for the night. The meal of the evening was beans, fried zucchini, and veggie dogs.
Well, another rainy night. I haven't done many videos at night because it's summer, and up here it's still light out and it's 9:30. Summers, the days are long. Winter, days are short. A little bit more variety, just like the weather.
As the crows flew to roost for the night, the sky cleared again. But my night would not be a peaceful one. I just couldn't sleep, so I stared at the stars in the distance. In this still photograph, you see a streak of a satellite, but look to the right and you'll see another. In this next shot is another satellite, but look directly above it and you'll see a faint meteor. But this quick time lapse shows several different objects in motion. Did you catch them? Let me play it back slower. The first one is just a jet. But keep your eye on the middle of the screen. The short streak in the middle is a satellite, but it's the long diagonal streak that is unusual. This was a fireball, as I saw it disintegrate right in front of my eyes. It seems the heavens knew it was the shortest night of the year, so they packed it up with extras, as the last one was the strangest of all. This fiery glow on the horizon is not the moon, but is Jupiter rising. But what I cannot explain is the eerie green glow to the right of the river. I swear there was nobody else around. Weird. Dawn came very early.
Well, it's breakfast time for the longest day of the year. Blueberry pancakes.
It was time to leave the comfort of my nest and scout around for some hiking trails. The first stop was Castle Falls. I also checked out where the paying campers stay. There are some great spots hiding in the trees, but I was still happy with my free room with a view. The dirt roads had some challenges, and in the wrong light, you can't always see the potholes. At one point, the road was blocked by a defiant grouse. He refused to give me the right of way, so I went around him. Perhaps it was guarding this ruffled grouse just up the road. Who was leading these tiny chicks through a meadow. Hard to see at first, but there are 4 chicks scooting through the grass. Short summers mean flowers bloom quickly in the higher elevations. Delicate flashes of color in a harsh environment. Water carves canyons out of solid rock. And the bigger rocks weather the winds and the snow. Another dispersed camping area had some hilltop views, but the road in might be a little steep for some. This area had a lot of toy haulers, which is typically what I avoid. The higher I got, the worse the roads were, so I headed back to camp. I found a nice spot to sit and watch the show. Like this beaver floating down the river. There are a few little sprinkles to water the plants, which provided an eerie rainbow. In this instance, a cloud at sunset blended with a rainbow. Is it called a cloud bow? On the other end was another wonder.
Now there's something you don't see very often. A rainbow at 10 o'clock at night. And I think it's even a double rainbow.
When the sun finally decided to go to sleep, it let out one last yawn of color.
Well, that's a pretty impressive sunset for the solstice. But would I expect anything less?
It was a long day, so I packed it in around 11 o'clock. Tomorrow, I'll try a hike. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please check back for further camping adventures.
Well, there is one feature about this fiberglass trailer I didn't tell you about, and probably no salesman will do it. It's a special feature, especially for this specific model here. You see, and you can only see it in this light, there's a little bit of a contour here. There's a special reason for that. It's kind of a guy thing. That is the back scratcher. Oh yeah. You know, just like the bear. Oh, yeah. Guys love scratching their backs. And this is the perfect spot. So if like a bear comes over and tries to attack you, just point him to this and he'll come in and he'll go, oh, yeah. And then he'll have a beer with you.